Thank you. Thank you, President Lula, for your inspirational leadership. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskar and Bon dia. As the CEO of the Council on Energy, Environment and Water and the Special Envoy for COP30 representing South Asia, I'm honored to address this gathering of leaders and doers. The energy transition is not an end in itself. It is a means to deliver an economic transformation for people, prosperity, and the planet. So I wish to submit 3 messages for your consideration. First, the energy transition is well underway in emerging markets and developing countries. In 2024 alone, these economies invested more than $960 billion in clean energy. The Asia-Pacific already devotes more than 70% of its total energy investments in clean energy. Countries like Nepal, Kenya, Brazil generate nearly all their electricity from renewables. My country, India, electrified 130 million people in 18 months, delivered clean cooking and fuels to over 100 million households, while simultaneously building out a clean energy infrastructure, which is the 4th largest in the world. Our analysis at CEW suggests that India's current climate policies will help bend its emissions curve and reduce CO2 emissions by 4 billion tons between 2020 and 2030. So to bridge the ambition and the implementation gaps, we must first fill the perception gap. We must recognize the countries, cities, and companies in the Global South that are meeting their goals ahead of time with a bias for action. Secondly, the question we must consider is not what to do, but how to get it done. Policy direction matters. When we set a goal and ratchet it up, as India did from an original target of 20 gigawatts of solar to now a target of 500 gigawatts of non-fossil capacity by 2030, we know that you set a target for companies to invest in. Now this is being followed by one of the world's largest green hydrogen missions, a critical minerals mission, and the world's first taxonomy on green steel. But this must be followed by institutional design. When solar tariffs hovered nearly at 20 rupees a unit 15 years ago, institutional design that helped to bring down costs by de-risking the investments, de-risking the off-taker risk, led to solar tariffs falling by 90%. And then market design. We increasingly see auctions that combine solar and wind with storage that are now delivering some of the record low prices. And then we need trade and supply chain partnerships that widen participation so that co-development and co-manufacturing of critical technologies and the processing of critical minerals create resilience and shared prosperity rather than new dependencies. My third and final point, we need to build on these lessons of the what and the how to now aim high with innovation and creativity. We need to bring the energy transition closer to people by powering livelihoods, not just grids. In India alone, distributed clean energy for livelihoods is a $50 billion opportunity. In sub-Saharan Africa, solar irrigation is a $12 billion opportunity. The jobs that can be created are in the tens of millions. Secondly, we must bridge the digital and the decarbonization revolutions. COP30 is a chance to unite these two. Digital public infrastructure, open, safe, inclusive by design, can bridge the gap by making AI-driven and data-enabled solutions transparent, interoperable, and accessible to all. Whether it is Brazil's Forest Code or India's Aadhaar and UPI digital stack, we've seen how DPI can transform at speed with accountability and fairness. So let's use the same approach to decentralize, digitalize, and decarbonize our economies. And then we got to make sure that money flows where the sun shines the most, by converting climate finance into climate investment, by bringing the cost of capital down, and leveraging the reforms of multilateral development banks and their balance sheets to scale impact. President Lula, your ladies and gentlemen, your excellencies, the decade for implementation of the Paris Agreement is launching at a time of geopolitical stress, geoeconomic disruption, and a fraying social contract. The antidote to this toxic situation is solidarity with the vulnerable, opportunity in clean energy investment, jobs and growth, agency of the communities to determine their destinies, and delivery at speed and scale. Belém, at the mouth of the Amazon, symbolizes the lungs of our planet. The energy transition is not a competition of speed alone. It's a collaboration of intent. Delivery is the only currency of trust. Let us deliver and rebuild trust in global connective action. Thank you. Obrigado.